Olav Albuquerque.
Yeah.
I've heard your name many times, but this is the first time we are getting to meet.
Thank you.
So can you introduce yourself, your
Sure.
days in Goa,
Sure.
your work in the Times of India,
Right.
and then you're shifting to being a lawyer more recently.
Absolutely. I'm a Goan, basically. Proud to be a Goan. I love Goa.
Yeah.
I'm a product of my mom and my dad were both Goans.
Yeah.
Okay, my dad was a lawyer. He studied in the Portuguese medium and he was a lawyer, was practicing in Mumbai city. And my mom, it was a love marriage with my dad and my mom. My mom was a high school teacher in Garden Angel High School, decades, many, a long time back. Saborde. That's where my mom and dad met and they fell in love and they got married.
I see.
And, well, I'm the youngest of three. That is my elder brother, Roy Albuquerque. He's settled in New Zealand.
I see.
My sister, Mari Yvette. She's an Alpine and I'm the third and youngest. Well, I'm a Goan and I was born in Mumbai. I studied initially in Campion, then shifted here to Don Bosco's Panjim.
I see. Okay. Which year?
1967.
So actually that's quite strange. No? It must have been in that transition of moving from Portuguese to Goa.
No, yeah. I was studying in the English medium.
Yeah.
Campion means English medium,
Yeah.
ICSE. It was totally English medium. And it was effortless because Don Bosco's Panjim was English medium only.
Correct.
So there was not much of an issue. And well, I finished my SSC, I got 68%, which was pretty good at that time.
It was a big thing then.
It was a big thing then.
Higher first class.
Yeah.
So now there's inflation in percentages, so
Now,
like 80 is like,
I'm so shocked that people who get 99 out of 100 in English and can't write a proper sentence in English. So, anyway, so then I did my science, first year science. One of my classmates was a guy called Weisman Pinto. He's now the head of the
Dr. Weisman Pinto. Who were your teachers in Don Bosco, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, that was Joe Scotty Matthew. I remember one. Then P.O. Chandi.
I see.
I definitely remember these two, Joe Scotty, Matthew, P.O. Chandi. There was a fellow called Nakulan. Because we used to always poke fun and, I was very mischievous also.
I see.
And there was a fellow called Pai. I remember him because he used to walk up to playing mischief. He'd catch you by the ear and he'd twist your ear.
I see.
He'd twist it so painfully that it was sadistic. So we used to all poke fun of him. And I thought his favorite phrase was, July test is a copying fest. These boys would copy little slips of paper, they'd put it in their pockets and whatnot. Those were the years. So he's catch them, take them to the headmaster. The headmaster was Father Benedict Furtado.
I see.
He was headmaster in my time.
So there were no Italian priests?
They were very much Italian priests.
They were?
Yeah, the priest who admitted me was in fact Italian. Father Casti, Father Joseph Casti. He was a boxer. And I remember his brother, I forget whether it was older or younger, was a champion boxer in Italy.
Really?
Yeah, I think middleweight or something like that. And, when we kids would be mischievous at the time, he'd call one of us and give the boy a blow, a sock, would say. And it was terribly painful.
I see.
It was absolutely painful.
So, of course, in those days, corporal punishment and all was not an issue. We all accepted it. We all accepted it.
And he had a punching bag.
I see.
Don Bosco Panjim, just below where there was a, how was the place called?
Hostel?
Hostel. For some time I was born in hostel, just below the hostel. And he used to punch over there. And some boys used to go to practice and all that. But he was really coming from a boxer's family.
I see.
Father Joseph Casti. And apart from him, I remember Father Casaroti. I think both have passed away. Father Joseph Casti, Father Casaroti. And there were some other Italian priests, but I definitely remember these two because I used to interact with them very, very frequently. But I was always among the first 5 in class.
I see.
Very mischievous guy, but I used to never rank below 2nd or 3rd.
I see.
Guy used to beat me versus Weisman Pinto chap.
I see.
So 2nd, 3rd, like that. So I was very good in studies like that.
I see.
And quite mischievous, like other guys. And some of my classmates, there was a guy called Irineo Gomes.
He's still around now?
Yeah, we used to call him Pandu.
So Irineo is into Scrabble and runs a pharmacy?
He's a football player.
Oh,
he was a goalkeeper.
Sorry.
He was, I think, for Dhempe.
I'm mixing up.
So same guy. And we used to call him Pandu, and to be very frank, like in Don Bosco, some of these guys were good in games, good in football and all that. We used to can I use the word frankly? We used to use the word called Zond. Z-O-N-T. Zond means old for the class. In Konkani, it's a word called very old for the class. So some of these guys were very good football players. Not good in studies, as to repeat the class and all this. And I definitely remember Pandu.
I see.
Irineo Gomes. He was the goalkeeper for the school football team. And the coach was Wilson Pace. Wilson Pace, he had come from St. Anthony's Montevideo. And he used to coach the football team.
A prominent name, I remember.
Wilson Pace. And he had picked up all these guys like Pandu. And there was another classmate of mine called Dionisio Trinidad.
I see.
He later played for the Goa football team.
Wow.
I remember we used to have inter-class football tournaments. And on one occasion, he shot the ball and I got it on my chest and I just collapsed.
Really?
Terrific shot.
Wow.
And after we passed out, he played for Dhempe Sports Club. All these guys. Like Pandu, Dionisio Trinidad. Yeah, Dionisio Trinidad. And this other guy, Armand Colasso, who was the national, he was the coach. He was about 3-4 years my senior. 2 or 3 years, I don't remember. He was a senior. And he was an excellent football player.
I see.
At that time.
Wow.
I remember once, we used to always clash with St. Anthony's Montevideo.
They were the best too, yeah.
No, Sabroto Mukherjee, we were the best from Central Zone.
Central.
We used to always emerge as champions.
Yeah.
They used to emerge as North Zone champions. And South Zone, it was either Guardian Angel or Loyola.
Okay.
Or those schools. And invariably, it was North versus St. Anthony's Guinea versus us.
I see.
So, like this Dionisio Trinidad, then this guy, then Armando Colasso. I remember on one occasion he'd taken a corner kick for the under 17 or something football tournament. He took the kick in such a way that the ball went and it curled into the net, and the goalkeeper was just flabbergasted.
My goodness.
And it was either Loyola or Guardian Angel or one of the schools. But Sabroto, invariably the finals was Don Bosco Panjim versus St. Anthony's Guinea, Montevideo. And we used to go with our school flag. Our colors were blue and white.
I see. And
Giri was orange and red, if I'm not mistaken. So we used to clash in hockey, we used to clash in football. And that was it. I mean, those were really great days. I remember Armand.
Sports was a big thing, no?
Sports was a big thing. We were great in sports. We were good in sports. And this Armando Colasso, and I remember I've seen his interview in Goa today or something where he says that he deliberately failed a class because he wanted to play for the school football team.
Really? Really?
I didn't know that.
My goodness.
But they were all colourful guys.
I see.
Because they used to practice on the football ground.
I see.
That was in the late 1970s, 71, 72.
I see.
I was nowhere near as good as them, but I used to play for the Don Bosco's oratory. So we used to, I've got some certificates and all that, and I was okay, but I was nowhere near them.
I see.
Armand, they were way above all of us.
State level.
Yeah, they were definitely state level. Armando Colasso, then he had a brother called Daniel Colasso, and we used to call him Danush Colasso. As I said, they were very good in sports, but not very good in studies.
Okay.
So I hope he doesn't mind. Like Danush once used to come with those little chits of pepper.
We all did.
We all did, yeah, correct. So I remember those were absolutely great days. And quite often we used to win Don Bosco Panjim. And then it used to come in the Navin Times. And in the only paper of the only paper. Absolutely, the only English paper. And in the morning assembly, they would start reading out, like Don Bosco Panjim has beaten St. Anthony's Guinea by 3 goals to 0 or something.
Okay.
That thing. And then we used to all clap. And it was great fun. Those days were great fun, absolutely.
So my point is that in the 60s, we were just 4, 5, 7, 8 years away from the end of Portuguese rule and the start of a new era. At that time, probably didn't strike us how historic those days were, right, Olav?
Absolutely. It didn't strike us at all. That we were witness to an era which was a momentous era.
And the changes were happening in front of our very eyes in that sense. Some positive, some negative, whatever.
Some positive, some negative.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Then from there to Dhempe's BSc?
Yeah, that I got 68% in my SSC, which was
very high.
It was very high. I mean, see, the middle class family, all of us wanted to become either doctors, engineers,
right,
and things like that. Now, I was the last batch of the 11+4.
Yeah, 1975 batch.
1975 batch.
And the first batch of 10+2+3 also sat with you all.
Absolutely. Now, at that time, there were 60 seats in the Goa Medical College, and there were double the number of candidates.
Oh, so only double?
Yeah, double.
Only double.
Only double.
So few.
Yeah. 60 seats and only double.
Not bad.
Yeah. So, well, to be very honest, I missed my seat into the Goa Medical College. Just missed.
Really?
Yeah. So,
really?
So
life would have been different, yeah.
Don't regret it anyhow. But like my uncle was a freedom fighter, Father Anton Albuquerque.
Yeah.
So if I had crossed, say, 65%, I would have got into Goa Medical College. But
I see.
In retrospect, I don't regret it. It all
happens for the best.
All happens for the best. So then I did my BSc in Geology under Frank Anton.
Ramola Anton's husband.
Absolutely. Very much. It was one of the first colleges
in India.
I wouldn't say India because Xavier's College also was there.
Okay.
But it definitely was one of the few colleges in India which offered geology. Professor Frank Anton was the one who set up the geology department. So didn't get into medical, so I did my geology. I got a first class over there. I got 62 or 63%. And well, I did my MSc in geology in St. Xavier's College. I got into my MSc. There also I missed a first class. I got 58%. And I got my first break in journalism. That is, I got it in.
If you don't mind, we'll just take a small break here.
Sure.
I'll cut it here, and then we'll talk about journalism in the very next.
Sure.
In half a minute.
Sure.